Welcome back in. Move some of this out the way. Welcome back in. What's going on? You. Can you feel the change in the air? Yeah. How you feeling tonight? Feel good? Where's my man at? Give me 1 second. Yep, top of the deck. It was right there on the top of the deck. How about that? Let me set my thing up too. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Pinned. All right. You want some cards first? We can start out like that. That'd be a new way of doing things. So, old beliefs of self. The old way of doing things is over. And it's important to go with the flow, to make the adjustment to the energy that is already grounding itself, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we got real quick, and then we can build on that. Well, first and foremost, during this Piscean moon, creativity and imagination are your allies or your strong points right now. Holding a dream or a vision for yourself moving forward. But since we're dealing with Pisces, it's more in the feeling of it all. It's about the feeling. It's about what you feel. Logic is kind of out the window. Reason is out the window. Knowledge, it helps, but you got to trust in what you can't see right now. You know what I'm saying? And this is baby steps again. So I'm gonna put all these colors up here so we can rock out like that. And to highlight this Pisces moon is corsage. So this is exactly what it is. It is a invitation, it's an initiation, it's a celebration. It's a graduation. And on top of that, we have the White World Bridger. I was going to bring that out before because this is the wave spell that we're in. And it's all about releasing old ways. Things that you've probably known about yourself for a long time that needed to go. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with Pisces, you're dealing with addictions, you're dealing with delusions, you know what I'm saying? Smoke and mirrors kind of thing. And its lowest vibration, Pisces can get really, you could really screw yourself up imagining the worst and holding on to a false narrative, so to speak, right? But with this energy of corsage, like I said, it's an initiation time, it's a celebration time, it's a graduation time. Absolutely. And an absolute time of, this is a lot of masculine energy. And it's weird because this is kind of flipped. And what I mean by that is, this is an internal strength that I'm looking at. It's an internal strength. The yellow warrior is about being fearless more so than anything else. You know what I mean? Questioning your belief systems, questioning, the people and the places around you. Is everything conducive to this new beginning, this graduation, and moving on to a higher class or grade, if you will? You know what I'm saying? It's sharpening your sword, and by that it means making sure that your words are clear. What you're speaking out, how you're communicating. With Jupiter and Gemini, we're going to have this for another couple of months. So it's a great opportunity to take time of like magnified inner child kind of endeavors, but also in the realm of communication. But the part that people miss about communication is this is a giving and receiving. You understand what I'm saying? So it's about being still and receiving, because we're in the full moon. When you're in a full moon, it's like having a full meal. You let it digest. And this is when your body receives the nourishment from whatever it is that you've been taking in at this time. The Emperor is your authority, your seat, your stance. This is taking accountability. This is being responsible for everything that goes on in your life, good or bad, if you want to look at it like that, right? Tell you what, I'm gonna break out light seers tonight. If I didn't put it up already, I think I might have put it up. Yep. So instead, we'll break out some Santa Muerte first to clarify some of this. And on the bottom of the Santa Muerte deck, there it is. This is a time of letting go of the old, anything that's held you bound. And with these two cards here, this is about letting others make your decisions for you, being influenced by other people. And over here, this is not questioning what people say, and this is being fearful of what's going on, you know what I'm saying, instead of having the courage to move forward. So this is really the challenge that this moon is, I don't want to say challenge, really, because we're dealing with Kimmy. This is the opportunity where we're supported in letting go of things that really just have no place in our lives anymore. And before you start pointing fingers, please look in the mirror first, because you are the center of the universe, your universe. You are the point of attraction to all that is around you. You know what I'm saying? Let me get two more, if you will, Ms. Morte. Well, don't worry about it. I'm not going to be on here long. Yeah, I'll leave it reversed. So the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is kind of telling the story of this is why the wheel wasn't moving, because of this energy right here. And the need to start over again. So it's consolidation. It's taking everything you've learned, everything that you've gathered up to this fullness of this full moon. And then, once you start digesting stuff, you have a release. You gotta let go of what doesn't nourish your soul anymore. You have to start all over again. But you consolidate the energy. What I mean by that is you take what's only relevant. And this is more of a fool's energy. But I think it's more so, not so much taking another leap. This is just about trusting the process now. You know what I mean? It's like being back at the beginning. It's like passing go, collecting 200. Give me one more, please. One more, please. And then, I don't know what I did with my light seekers deck. 4 cups. This is the illusion of it all. That's what this is saying. All the fear, the shame, the guilt. I'm not where I'm supposed to be right now, right? I've wasted time, and it's only a waste of time if you didn't learn anything from the experience. whether it went in your favor or it, quote unquote, didn't go in your favor. You know what I'm saying? But this is not sitting in old energy anymore of any regrets, any setbacks. It's learning from all that and consolidating into this Page of Pentacles, a new system of value, a way of creating a foundation or even a legacy. You know, this could be really big. This could be passing on a legacy from parent to child. This could be the legacy that was passed to you. And that is also where you have to take a look at too, because we've been conditioned with old belief systems, right? And things of that nature. So we're really having a look and flushing out what really doesn't suit the times, you know what I'm saying, or who you are right now. Right. So on this moon energy, it's one of those things where you use both sides of the Piscean energy. You know, Pisces is the Christ energy, which is the sacrifice. What are you willing to sacrifice in order to move on? What are you willing to let go of in order to take it to the next level? If you choose to, you know what I mean? If you just want to stay where you are, that's fine. But for those of you who want to move up in the vibrational scale, so to speak, what are you willing to let go of that you've been holding on for way too long? That needs to go. You know what I'm saying? Within yourself. Like I said, there's too many pointing fingers everywhere else except for the person in the mirror. Also with this is the equalizing and the storage and the death, which is the change. This is what this opportunity is. The chance to die and be reborn again, the death of old ways, you feel what I'm saying? And the equalizing is the balancing of the scales. It's also what I'm saying about the Pisces moon. You use both ends of the scale, you know what I'm saying? Knowing what it is that you need to release on the end of what's holding you back, but also the dreams that you have for yourself, the dreams that you're getting in your sleep time, the imagination, the creativity, knowing that you have the authority, the power to create whatever it is that you can conceive within yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is a personal relationship between you and the divine. It has nothing to do with anybody else, and that's really the whole thing. It's really about coming into your own right now and letting those people who are going to be a part of that journey show up when they show up. You understand what I'm saying? And letting the old vibration, old contracts go that were essentially holding you back because you held on to them too long. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's hard to let go of certain things, certain people, and certain places. But when you really have an honest look at yourself, you can see how these were stifling your energy. You know what I mean? Some of these people in places were purposely doing things or unknowingly doing things, but regardless, it was a place for you to look and see yourself in some way. You know what I mean? So the thing about this is you got to make sure that when you start releasing things, you're not doing it out of hatred or anger. You're doing it in a state of gratitude, because even on the lower scale, people did you a favor. They showed you something about yourself through their actions and their words and whatnot. And if you got the lesson, then these are some of your greatest teachers at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Whether or not you go back to them or keep messing with them or not, that's on you. I'm not an advocate of all that. The forgiveness and the release is more so for you at this time. It's not for anybody else. You know what I mean? Because you can't control whether people are going to change or not, whether people are going to meet you where you are. You know what I mean? There's no way of going down the scale. You're not going to be a senior in high school and go down to a kindergarten level just to accommodate or feel accepted, or you know what I'm saying? You don't need that kind of validation anymore with this release. So the fearlessness, it's a time to be really fearless. I mean, the word that really comes through is trust. You have to really trust the process and trust that how you're feeling and being guided to move right now is the correct way. Even Because what it seems like on the outside is nothing like what is on the inside. You know what I'm saying? You can't see all the moving parts behind the scenes that are working in your favor. It just reminds yourself of what your affirmation was, of what your dreams were, the things that you wrote down, that you put out there to come back to you. You know what I mean? Stay with that energy. And that's the Pisces energy on the high side of the imagination and the dreams and the creativity. You may sit on your throne, but you're not sitting on anything, because this is masculine or active energy. This is putting things in motion. You know what I'm saying? And the equalization is telling you to remember that this is, because of that Pisces energy, it's still a very, very receptive time. So it's like you might feel a stop and go kind of energy. You know what I mean? It might feel like a little bit of a stop and go, where you got to just ground yourself and listen, and then take the action based on what it is that you're receiving at this time. And the thing about it really is merging the two together, because you can be very active and at the same time be very receptive. You understand? So it's kind of blending those two aspects together, so you get more of a holistic experience with what you're dealing with and what you're creating at this time. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Corsage is here to remind you this is a time for celebration. It's new beginnings. It's an initiation. It's going on to a level that maybe feels familiar, but it's different still. You understand? You're not going to know the ins and outs. You're not going to know how it plays out. You're not going to know what teachers are going to show up. You know what I'm saying? Who your classmates may be for this next cycle. It's like just getting getting your course in the mail or something. You know, you get your email with your classes on there that show you what you're going to go into next. And then you show up, and then you start to have your interactions and begin the next phase. You know what I mean? But great time for reviewing and celebrating all that you've gone through, because this has not been an easy journey for a lot of us. You understand what I'm saying? Especially if you're doing inner work and facing yourself. You know what I mean? Now is the time for putting the demons under your whip and chain instead of the other way around. You understand what I'm saying? That's how it's supposed to be. They're not supposed to control you. You're supposed to be in control of them. You know what I mean? So this is where the spirits of addictions and all these other things come into play. Things that really hinder us and feed off of our fears and our inhibitions and our traumas and things of that nature. So this is where we get to slay the beast, basically. You know, this is a great time for it. So that spirit of the yellow warrior, where you at, buddy? That spirit of the yellow warrior really is asking you to be fearless, regardless. You know what I'm saying? To be very fearless in the next moves that you make. You know what I'm saying? Going after what you want unapologetically, regardless of what other people may have to say. You know what I mean? And this will let you know who's really rocking with you and who's not. If you're supported, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter what your decision is. You're supported. You know what I'm saying? People who want the best for you will not give you grief. They may give you a little bit of advice and stuff like that, but they will not deter you from what you're feeling right now. You know? And they should be in this energy as well. You know what I mean? So that was the breakdown. It's really, and that's why I haven't really been posting it, because the messages pretty much are all the same. It's a process. So for this, I'm not going to beat it in the head and keep pulling cards on it. You understand? It's a process of release. So take time, you know what I mean? And try not to mix anything else in the pot until you're done doing what you need to do for the time being. So at this time, if anybody want a full moon card, you're more than welcome to step up and request one. I'll pull one for you and let your own intuition guide you on the meaning. We'll make this nice and short so I can get back to my creative endeavors. You know what I'm saying? Cool. Silence lets me know that everybody's in the place they need to be and doing what they need to be doing, huh? All right. So let me get one for the closing, and then we can ashe and go about our business. Don't tell nobody nothing. Keep it to yourself. Create the conditions necessary for whatever it is that you're working on to grow right now. Be very mindful of those around you. Do not give out too much information, especially for people who you already know don't have your highest, the best intentions for your higher good. Keep it between you and the divine. Let that nest egg grow, unbeknownst to everybody else, and just let it pop up on them when it's time. Okay? So that's what I got for y'all on the eve of this most prestigious moon, and this hasn't happened since I was watching Gemini Brown. This hasn't happened since 2016. So if you really want to do some work, go back to 2016 and review what you were doing then. I already know what I was doing then, and I can see that showing up now. So 2016, if you have a journal or anything like that, where you can just flash back what you were doing then, what you were working on. Because maybe there was something there that you didn't have the kind of courage to step out on, or maybe not the means to, but now may be the time for that. You understand what I'm saying? And there might be some nuggets there for you to take into this new part of your journey, okay? You're welcome, Michelle. So I'll take care. I'll talk to y'all. I'll see y'all on the other side. Wholeness and love.